In a world where environmental degradation is a growing concern, Pearl City Foundation is leading the way towards a sustainable, eco-friendly future. Join Team Go Green Go Crazy that aims to bring environmental hubs in each county, constituency, ward, market center, school, or office.
I'd love to welcome you to another session of Just a Pod. As usual, I'm your host with the most, they call me Timothy, and I'd love to send out a shout out to Oracom Group for making this possible. And today in the studio I have a guest with me. Karibu sana.
My name is Amondi Oyugi. I am an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and I am mostly in the field of women, politics, and law. Those three makes about my life. It's been quite a time. It's been a year now.
Yeah,
yes, we are still going on with the Amondi Oyugi advocates, and we are doing great. We are growing and expanding, and also we are in the startup space with Wanawake Kenya, and it's going to be the next big thing. It's big thing. It's coming along well. As an advocate, I specialize in the family law space. That is like if you're dealing with child maintenance, if you're dealing with divorce, if you're dealing with child custody, adoption, all those things in the realm of family. They call it the group under family law. That's my area of specialization. Yeah. And then also, like I said, I'm really passionate about women empowerment and just women economic and financial empowerment, and that's where the Wanawake Kenya beat comes in.
We've been facing several cases, women being murdered currently in Kenya. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, sure enough. Yeah, the demonstration was on Saturday, yes. Yeah. It was a cry, an overwhelming cry for the rise in femicide. That is the killing of women for just being women. Because no reason, nothing whatsoever give anyone the authority to kill another human being. And in Kenya, there is a worrying rise in that trend of killing young women, especially young women. That is our whole future killed, our whole future in Kenya snapped just like that. And it's a cry. We are crying, please stop killing women. Please let them live. And don't even let them, they should live. They have the right to live.
What we've seen currently is even after the demonstration, there are still cases of women being killed.
As Kenyans, I think we need to do a lot of sensitization on women as women rights as human rights, as in seeing a woman as an equal human being, as a human being in the first place. So there's a lot of sensitization that needs to be done, and there's also the element of patriarchy, and it's like the patriarchy fighting back. And it's as much as it is entrenched, there's a lot of effort to undo the patriarchy with its negative impact in the society. And I think it's that fighting back that we have to stand strong, and in that face of fighting back and advocate for the life to live.
So partly you're like a human rights defender?
Yes, as a lawyer it comes naturally, and especially when you lean too much on the women's side, then you definitely, I'll call it what you call it, fight for the rights of women.
Of the women. Yeah. You've talked about empowering women. Yeah, specifically, how do you empower them?
There's so many projects in Kenya on women empowerment, and I do a lot of volunteer work in that area. Like there's the elimination of violence against women and girls. There's one that we really did a 5-year project in Nakuru, just empowering women and empowering the society on the need to eliminate violence, specifically domestic violence against women. Like the societies that have normalized or have a normalized view on domestic violence, they don't see it as a problem. So it takes a lot of sensitization. Some it even took going to court. Just every single effort matters in making sure that people are sensitized and people come to know that violence against women is a bad thing, and of late that killing women is wrong in all levels.
Do you think that can change currently, let's say in Africa, because according to our cultures and traditions, how we've been raised up, how we've been taught, we are taught that we should be the superior party in the house. So do you think it's something that can work in Africa, or is it a Western thing?
One is change is incremental, and having equal rights for both gender is not a Western or a non-Western, a Western or an African thing. But it takes, like I told you, that is patriarchy. It's the patriarchy that conditions you, like the example you've used, you to mean men to think maybe they're superior than women, or they come above women, or the women should be at their benevolence or at their mercy. So that's what the patriarchy teaches, and that's what we are doing. That's what we are trying to undo, to try to make everyone understand that we are all human and we are all equal, and we're doing everything that can be done. Is it working? Is there change, you ask? Yes, change. There's change, definitely. There's so much that has changed, and also culture is also not. Culture is not. It's not permanent. It keeps changing. It keeps changing. So when it keeps changing, it means it needs that hard work. It needs the work that is done. It needs the demonstrations. It needs the sensitization, and it needs the empowerment for it to change. And there's change. It's incremental. May seem like it's a losing battle for now because what is happening recently in Kenya, but sure, indeed, it has changed.
Yeah, when you said empowerment, my thought was empowering the women is like one aspect under economic, because I understand most of the causes that the causes of violence in many homesteads. Most of them arise due, apart from the superiority one, the man feeling is the head of the house, so he has a right to everything. I feel like the other cause is economic, because some of the time many men nowadays feel like, let's say in a household, a man has married and has kids, he feels like he's earning less than the woman, the woman is earning less than the man, and they are not contributing equally to the budget of the house. Okay, so like these activities, I'd like you to state these activities that you've done on the ground to empower the women, because most of the time we can talk about women empowerment and we are just empowering them with theories.
Sure. Okay, there is a lot of work being, if you are in that space, then you'll appreciate there's a lot of work being done. I've taken the example of the elimination of violence, the project that we did in Nakuru. One, it was multi-sectoral, and some of the sectors did the economic empowerment bit, where women were taken through short trainings, and they were opened for the car wash, and those are the women in the informal settlement, the women with relatively less academic qualifications, the women who didn't go that much in school, so they're more of the handies work. So it takes first you training them, you take them in for a 1 to 3 month course on just running the basic financial budgeting stuff, and with that, and then you empower them by giving them the starting capital, and they do well, and then you make sure that we made sure that we visited like after a month to see the growth or to see the challenges and how to address them. There was the opening of the vibandas, opening of car wash, giving the money to start the fruit vendoring and all that, and then also the financial literacy training on the needs for chamas, on the needs for maybe banking accounts, and even as simple as having an M-Pesa and how to save with the little that they're able to get. Yeah. So there's work being done, that is for sure.
Of all of these activities that you've generated for the women, what's, like, if I may ask, what's the sustainability plan? You
wouldn't believe what simple knowledge can change. Just letting the women know that they can do this, they have the capability to do that, and giving them that first push, enable them by giving them that first capital, and even just checking on them once in a while. You'll be surprised by how much these women grow and how much sustainable they become. So it's just a matter of increasing the base, making sure that as many women as possible are brought on at least at the starting point. That these women knows about financial stuff, they know about the economic part, and even the social empowerment. Just making sure that you just don't have money, but also you can think in a more progressive way. Just doing the basic of educating and enlightening and sensitizing, you will be surprised how these enlightened women grow and become better.
Okay, I'm surprised because most of the time, even many advocates that I hear, most of them are fighting for the girl child, gender inequality, 3/4 gender rule. Where is the boy child in all this?
While all this gender equality, women empowerment work doesn't even stem from far. It's like not more than 5 decades, 1970s, but it's not that much far beyond. So not even enough has been achieved for the women themselves. But the question of where is the boy child always comes up. The boy child, I believe, they are well taken care of. They don't need as at now, in Kenya as we speak, they don't really need affirmative action. The patriarchy has always put them on a higher pedestal. I can say they're okay. That they know that economically that
so
included.
You're assuming.
I believe that most work women needs the work the most.
Because I'm not okay. I'm a boy child.
As a boy child. I believe you'll just have not to be a little bit selfish.
Most of the time, many organizations, many non-governmental organizations have the donorship mentality, in that when you ask them about their sustainability plan, they tell you about the monitoring and evaluation. But deep down at the very basic level, we do understand they do monitoring and evaluation because they need data. Yeah. So if you have a sustainability plan for those women, and if you've really set up something to help them cater for their lifestyles economically, socially, and psychologically or mentally, that's something, and I'm really proud of it. I do understand that you're a Y.A.L.I alumna.
Sure, yes. Cohort 41, online cohort.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cohort 41, so 8 cohorts down the line. But anyway, tell us about your experience. Y.A.L.I is an eye-opening experience. It's through Y.A.L.I that touching on the financing part, while the mainstream financing for such projects like you mentioned is donor funding, you realize that it is not only donor funding, and that's even where you should look out for the Wanawake Kenya as it comes along. It brings out the element of different types of funding, and that is the same thing that Y.A.L.I did for me. It opened up the many opportunities and the many ways to do things. I'm passionate about women empowerment. I'm passionate about family law. There are many ways to share my passion, to share my work, and even to invest and grow that work. And that was the eye-opening experience with Y.A.L.I. It brought in the many opportunities available, the many people willing to work with you in your journey, and also it also just brought about the possibilities. What a world full of opportunities and possibilities. If we may draw down to the specific, which track particularly did you choose, and why? I chose public management. Why? And public management because of that element of it just of empowering, because you have to work with the public. When you work in this space, there's so many people involved. Like if you're working in the women empowerment space, that the women reps, that the WEFs, the Women Enterprise Fund, there are institutions, there are organizations, there are people that publicly are there because of that women empowerment and the different arms of women empowerment. So just knowing how to work and manage, and there's the policy where it's not, like I was saying, it's not only for the sustainability part. Doing funding and empowering is just one leg. There's the policy element, making sure that we have women-centric policies and all that. So that whole work come about with public management, and that's why I took that track, because that is my area. Okay. Yeah. I know there'll be people who'll be wondering about how to join the Y.A.L.I and stuff. How can you advise them? How can you talk to them? Sure. Start by following Y.A.L.I alumni pages on social media. That's one. Two, they always call out for applications. Yeah, every year there's a call out for applications for cohorts. Make sure you apply for these applications, and once you are accepted into the process, everything just flows from there. So follow the Y.A.L.I alumni pages. They're all across the major social media platforms, and then also look out for the call out
call out sessions when they'll call out for people to join Y.A.L.I. There's the regional leadership centers and there's the Mandela Fellowship. So all of them, they make yearly annual call outs. Look for those call outs and do apply, because you must start. You must apply for you to get in.
True, honestly. This is the part where we usually have like a suggestion box. If there's one thing they could change, or if there's one thing they could improve, what would be that thing?
If there's one thing they could improve
or change?
Do a lot of networking, physical networking events, because a lot of great ideas, a lot of collaborations, a lot of, hey, I'm working on this project, I need this one, I need that one. There's a lot of coming together of great minds when you do those physical networking physical network. Just do a lot more physical networking activities, because last time we technically had one in a year, but I believe my suggestion is to like have more than just one. And even you could be specific to, we are targeting maybe NGOs, or maybe we are doing with community-based organization, or maybe we are doing professional networking. Have a variety and more of the physical networking of alumni for the exchange and collaborations.
How was your mindset before joining Y.A.L.I, and how is it now?
I'll say before joining Y.A.L.I, I had like a closed kind of mindset. Like, you have like a one-way kind of life. You finish school, you get employed, you work, you earn, you go back at home and all that. But my joining Y.A.L.I opened my mind to the world of there's more beyond my personal self, beyond me. There's more that the community needs and I can give. Yeah, I think that's it. It made me get out of the linear path of life and to think broadly about life.
Okay. And do you see yourself if we meet again for like 20 years or 30 years down the line, do you still see yourself chasing down the same career path you are chasing now, or do you see a divergence in it?
I believe that the core still remains, it's law, politics, and women. And maybe the mode or the medium or the bus I'll take or the positions I'll be occupying may be different, or maybe I think it will be more global by then, but the core still remains, the foundation remains. I have a passion for law, politics, and women. Anything that intertwines them is my thing.
Okay.
Sure.
No, that's nice. What's your goal toward women empowerment?
I hope, my hope for women empowerment is, it's like there will be a time where women will be empowered enough to believe that they're enough as women. They're enough. Yeah, that's just being enough. Being confident in yourself and believing that you're enough. And you're enough, that's it. That's my goal at that point. Yeah.
And as we close in, I'd like to give you maybe some little time for you to talk to your listeners and to your audience and engage them where they can find you, how they can find you in case they are in need of your service.
Sure.
Take it away.
Thank you, my audience. You can find me at Ambank House, 13th floor. That's where our law firm is. Amondi Oyugi Advocates. That I specialize in the family law space. We have other partners that specialize in different areas of law. That's why you'll find me physically, and I'm also very, very present online. So my online platform, just look for Amondi Oyugi on LinkedIn, Amondi Oyugi official on Facebook, and you can find me there. Thank you.
I had to ask, the same family law deals with the inheritance law?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So as you've heard, you can find her at Ambank House, 13th floor, where their law firm is located. And for other details, you can just follow the podcast. And as for me here, I'd like to sign out. It's been a nice session. As always, I'm your host with the committee.